today's video, we're going to be talking about Roman shades. This is a product that has gained a lot of popularity over the last few years as we've seen styles transition towards a more traditional, more organic, a little bit more natural feel. That being said, Roman shades have actually been around for a very, very long time and go all the way back to the days of drapery because they're typically made of the same types of materials, fabrics and woven woods, natural textures and natural materials. Essentially, when we're looking at Roman shades, there's three different categories. There's custom Roman shades, there's book Roman shades or ready-made offerings from some of the big fabricators, and then there's actually a little bit of a hybrid where we can mix systems and controls and fabrics. But they're essentially two different types of materials. They're either going to be made of fabric or they're going to be made of woven wood. Let's dive into some of the different styles, some of the different looks, and the control systems that are available for each. So let's start with custom Romans. The great thing with custom Romans is they're custom. We can use the exact same fabric as a drapery on a Roman shade. So if we want to tie a room together and have decorative side panels or operable draperies in one room, and then have Roman shade in another room or in the same space, we can have them be made from the exact same material. When we're styling a custom Roman shade, there's essentially four different ways to do it. We can do a studio style like this one, where it's flat. We can have it with the batten sewn in the front, the batten sewn in the back, no batten at all, or a hobbled teardrop style. Why would we choose one of those styles over the other? It depends on the texture and the fabric. If we have a material that has a lot of texture or a lot of pattern in it, we may want to put the batten on the back side so it doesn't break up that texture. For example, if you do a vertical stripe, you would definitely want to put the batten on the back. But if you have something like this, a really soft kind of homogeneous texture, it's fine to put it on either the front or the back. We can also do custom Romans in a relaxed style, where it has that smiling soft fold. However, that's typically used for more decorative applications because when the Roman is going up or down, it bunches on top of itself and can look a little messy. The other thing to keep in mind when we're looking at custom Roman shades, and almost all Roman shades in general, is that typically the fabric is going to fall forward into the room. So if we're doing it inside a window with limited jam depth, the shade can sometimes stick out. And it's also important to remember that with Roman shades, when they stack up, they're going to take up anywhere from 8 to 15 inches of the window at the top. Next up, let's talk about program Romans or book Romans. Basically what that means is we're looking at a collection that's offered by a fabricator as opposed to using a workroom to do custom sewn Romans. We're going to be a lot more limited in terms of the fabrics, and we're going to be a lot more limited in terms of control systems and the actual look of the shade because we're working within fabricator-specific guidelines. However, there are some really cool features. Now you can have different styles of shades in the home that are all motorized or communicating on the same platform. And you can also do some really cool things like independent liners, where you have a sheer or a semi-sheer Roman with a blackout or a privacy liner on the back, giving you some of the variable shading that you would typically only get with sheer shades, but using Romans. Another style of shade that people don't often associate with Romans that is actually a Roman shade are woven woods. So woven woods are typically made from some kind of woven grass cloth or bamboo texture and are just that, made of wood or some kind of wood composite. They bring that nice kind of soft organic texture into the space and they operate very similarly to fabric Romans. That being said, they can be a little bit more fussy and a little bit less durable compared to fabric because being made of wood and natural materials like that, they're more susceptible to changes in temperature, changes in moisture, but they're a very beautiful product in the exact same way that fabric Romans are. Another reason why Roman shades are so popular is that they can be both function and form. They can be decorative and dress the window, creating an almost valance-like appearing at the header of the window, or they can be functional and provide sun control, light blocking, or privacy. What level of privacy or level of light control that we're receiving from a Roman shade depends on the liner. In general, most Romans actually look better unlined because from the street side, all you're going to be seeing is that texture of the liner and not the shade itself. You can do a woven wood or a fabric Roman shade in an unlined application, a light filtering privacy application, or a blackout lined application. Again, typically they look best unlined, and especially in a blackout application, you're going to notice the stitch lines because typically the front material is more see-through. So some of the other benefits of Roman shades, beyond being able to tie a room together by using the same fabric or material on the drapery as the shades, are the fact that we can use different linings. We can have them unlined, privacy lined, blackout lined. And one of the major benefits of Roman shades is that they add a natural or an organic element and some warmth into the room. Whether we're using fabric or we're using woven woods, they create a design element inside the space that's unique and can really draw a room together. Another additional benefit of Roman shades is similar to shutters. When people see custom Roman shades installed in a home, it actually adds value because they know that this is a quality, custom, and detailed product. When it comes to controlling Roman shades, there's a few different ways we can do that. We can use motorization, we can do cordless control, we can do wand control, or we can do a cord or chain with shroud. So while Roman shades are definitely one of the most timeless and classic window coverings, adding that beauty and warmth to a space, there are some downsides. One of those downsides is the cost. Generally, Roman shades are a lot more expensive than other products because they are so custom. They require a lot of labor to manufacture, whether that's a woven wood or a fabric shade. Some of the other drawbacks are that when the shade is in the open position, it's usually taking up anywhere from 8 to 15 inches stack at the top of the window. And if we don't have a deep enough window, sometimes be hard for the shade to sit flush inside the window jamb. So we're often outside mounting them above the window or on the trim. So to wrap up, Roman shades are one of the most beautiful, timeless, and elegant window coverings that exist. They add depth, richness, texture, and an organic element to any room. But they can be a little bit more expensive, they don't go as wide, and they can take up anywhere from 10 to 15 inches at the top of the window. Roman shades are a great way to tie a room together when we're using the same material for the drapery as the shades, and you don't see them in a lot of projects because they are such a custom product. So they're unique, they add value, and they are definitely beautiful. Check out some of these inspo pics.